Hey Clashers, since dragons were added to Clash of Clans, they are one of the strongest troops in the entire game. And the nice thing is that this works across all the different Town Hall level, which means we are going to take a look at the top 3 dragon strategies right now in the game. And we're starting things off with just the mass dragons with 2 lightnings for a sweeper to make sure that we're showcasing the raw power of this troop. Let's dive into the attack. And remember, those attacks work for pretty much every Town Hall, which means if you don't have Sneezy, just use the Owl. If you have less troops, just take care, like just get rid of one dragon, for example. The first one, as I just said, is just raw power. You're using one of the siege machines to clear one corner, or with the Archer Queen, and then the Archer Queen for the funneling, and then just go through the base. That's kind of the approach here. For us, right now, we could use either the Siege Barracks or the Flame Flinger for the corner funnel, but on both sides, it's kind of tricky. The expos are really far on the outside, so that's not what we're going to do. Instead, we're just going with the Siege Barracks to support that Queen. As well, something I like to go for is 2 air defenses, because this way we get more value. So let's just do this right now, like this. I hope that I hit both. Yes, perfect for us. Now this. Let's zap the 2 sweepers. Where's the second one? I can't find it. There's one. Where's the other one? Oh boy, I can't find it. But I need to start. Cannot wait for too long. Let's just get the dragons in. I really hope that I will find the second sweeper in a second. Maybe after he's firing. Where's that second sweeper? I can't find it. What is going on here? Let's just raise things up. And use the warning ability in just a second as he's following. Maybe, hopefully. Oh, there was the second. Where's the sweeper shot? Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's take that out. Nice. And as well freeze this a little bit. Freeze over here. Let's use the Royal Champion for the back end. Let's use the Minion Prince ability. The Minion Prince as well can be used in many different ways. And that is something which is really, really cool about this hero. You can use it as I just did with the air spam part, which is just straightforward. You just put him in with the dragons and that's it. Super easy, super simple. But then there is another way as well of playing him, which is pretty much, well, you want to make sure that you are having him isolated, kind of as the Royal Champion. Sniping some buildings, getting some pathing, creating some funneling, such things. Those are then the other option. Which means if you're doing that, then you should go for the Noble Iron and the Pants. But it's really important, depending on what those 2 use cases are, you want to pick the equipments. Both works for all of those 3 strategies, but it's really up to you then what you have upgraded, what you want to use. On this one, it is going to be a 3-star in the end. We took a little bit longer to figure out where the second sweeper is. That's why it's not the craziest overkill, but actually, it's 1, 2, how many dragons? 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 dragons or something. 4 dragons alive, so it's still, most of the dragons survived. You can just see how powerful this is, and you're still quite flexible with the siege machine. But obviously, as I just said, we're going to take a look at the top 3 use cases and make sure that you can use it on pretty much every Town Hall level. Second one is having a different siege and a different setup. Let's take a look at this. And for this one, it's super important that you're bringing a clan castle, because we want to make sure that we're cloning as many Yetis as possible. Yes, you can bring as well loons and such inside the clan castle, but, well, Yetis are just way more efficient when it comes down to the cloning them around. As well, as I just said earlier, you can bring as well those 2 equipments to the mix. But remember, if you want to bring this combination, you should go with the Angry Jelly, which means that this is mostly usable for the higher town levels where you have the Angry Jelly unlocked. Just for showcase purposes, I will use it for this attack. As I just said earlier, you can use really both of those different options. But I just want to have one showcase in the video how you would use this type of Minion Prince. So let's get into the attack. And this attack is only coming down to the blimp. Like, you really want to clone whatever there's inside. If you're going with the loons or if you're going with the Yetis, which is obviously personal preference, both is fine. If you're going with loons, it's not possible to lure possible ice golems or ice hounds from the defensive clan castle, but Yetis have more power if there's nothing in there which can really annoy you inside the clan castle on the defending side. But either way, you try to actually go from the further side of the town hall, which means either from any of this bottom side or even the left side, but never into the town hall. The reason for this is that you want to have the blimp working on their own, but the dragons take care of the rest of the base. We want to make it with a blimp towards the town hall. For this, we need to take care of this sweeper, otherwise the blimp won't really make it to the town hall. So we have to make sure that we're actually targeting that with our giant arrow. Let's see if we can make it. Perfect. Getting that out of the way nice and early. The next step for us now is to just spam the dragons in next to the town hall, but at the same time, sending in the blimp. Then as soon as the blimp is reaching the outside range of that warden aura, that's when you're going to use the warden ability. The next step for you now is to clone those Yetis into the direction where most of the damage is, and then just, well, like this. Get the rage in there. There is ice golems in there, but typically, as I already said earlier, it's not the biggest deal. The next step for us is now use those two heroes on the back end wherever there is like damage which could actually threaten our troops. So let's use the Royal Chamber right here. Let's use the Minion Prince on the bottom side to take down few of those air defenses, and that's to push our troops back into the middle of the base. The ice golems in the core were annoying, but with the Yetis we have cleared out the entire core, like the spitters and everything, so that was already quite nice. The Royal Champion took down the entire right side, so things are looking really good for us. We're even able to free one of those event troops, maybe even the second one. Minion Prince now goes into the ability, can tank the entire back end. The damage reduction is such a big game changer, it's really, really nice. The event troops, obviously on one side, can really help you on the offensive, but really are annoying on the defense as well. So typically they're not there, but still, you have right now still 3 heroes alive. The Royal Champion will probably go down really soon, which means only 2 heroes, but still, Queen and as well Warden will easily finish things off. As I said earlier, if you don't have, for example, Sneezy, you will just use the Owl and it will do the job as well, especially on the lower level then, which makes things way easier. The dragons can overpower the back end. We have still a ton of dragons left alive, the Warden, 2 heroes, and this is just another 3-star for us. And you have seen those dragon attacks, this is another bonus, are just super simple and straightforward. This is not like anything Queen Charge worthy or anything like that. Dragons are one of the easiest troops as well in the game, and this is why so many people are having the opinion that dragons are the strongest troop at the same time in the game, which is not completely true because Root Riders exist, but still, if you're arguing with strength and how difficult a strategy actually is, dragons are for sure up there. And now, let's take a look at the #1 dragon strategy. We are going to run a Royal Champion charge for this one with overall 12 invisibility spells. No revive, no recall, just raw power for the beginning, and since dragons are somewhat quick, time should be no issue whatsoever. As well, for the Archer Queen, we can run like in all of the other attacks, the healer puppet, but if you have the giant action, or like the action figure, the giant equipment, on level 24 or higher, the giant typically is even better and it's going to help you even more. On this one, you could even remove the giant arrow because with 11 invis, you can, like 12 invis, you can take down so much, but just for all purposes, I will just show you the giant arrow again. But as I said, you can go with the healer puppet and the giant as well if you want to. For the Minion Prince, like always, you can go with the Phoenix and those 2 equipments, or for this one I really like this combination because you can use then the Minion Prince on its own isolated and already start a cleanup to make sure that time issues are even less likely to happen. But I will just show you why this is the #1 strategy, and let's see how much we can swag. And your main target is pretty much whatever is annoying for your dragons. So let's take a look at this. Obviously the core is not really nice looking, but as well the town hall looks quite annoying, so maybe we could even... how could we get in there? I feel like I would just Royal Champion charge from this mortar right here and see where it goes. Or like where the Royal Champion goes. As well, if you have never played a Royal Champion charge before, whenever the seconds are going from 57 to 56 and so on, you always just use an invisibility spell. You don't have to count. Again, like the same for 40. 47 to 46, we're using invisibility spell. That's always the timing. I don't need to count whatsoever. You need to start counting as soon as the fox is dying. That is the moment where you have to start counting. And actually, we got to the core. This is now the next step where you are quite flexible when it comes down to your spells. For this one, because this has a lot of hit points, I would just use the rage right now. Typically, I would go with the rage on the dragons, but as I said earlier, we are super flexible with this thing. Now, another invis, yet again, and we're taking down pretty much the entire core right now. It is kind of disgusting. Let's turn this invisible again, so we're going for the defenses back. We're just non-stop taking down everything. I would like to take down the Rage Tower as well if possible, because this means all of those Inferno Towers are dealing way less damage. So that's nice. Let's turn down the next building. And with that, we can just keep going forward and forward. Turn down invisible to the next building. I mean, at this point, pretty much the half the base is already gone. Now we're using the queen. Let's take, maybe we can use get a giant arrow value for the backhand air defense or something. I don't know, whatever. Yep, we got it, perfect. Siege barracks in here as well. Thessalons, some dragons. And now the next thing, you can already start with the Royal Champion on the other side and use some dragons as well as cleanup. And then that's it. Like, we have now the dragons going through the entire base. This base is done. Like, there's literally no chance of fighting back. Because, I mean, without the core, without 2 rage towers, what is the base supposed to do? And with the metal pants, the minion prince is just so nice and tanky. Let's just use the Warner Blitz right now. Now there's not too much damage. Let's just use the metal pants. And the dragons are cleaning up behind him. And I mean, I can just zoom out so you can see everything. But it is just really crazy. And it's the #1 strategy for a reason out of those dragon attacks. It is just, yeah, I mean, we have so many dragons alive. I mean, some of the other dragon attacks always seem to be a little bit up close because obviously I'm like talking and yapping and everything. But like this attack, we have like more dragons alive than we have started with. It is really ridiculous. The minion prince have cleared the entire left side with the 2 dragons as cleanup. We have plenty of time left. We have more dragons left to like take down the next village if we want to. And it is the #1 dragon strategy for a reason. It's like not even close whatsoever. And as always, all of the strategy links are down below. If you're on the lower town level, don't worry. Just as I said over the video, do some adjustments depending on what you have unlocked already. Like for example, with the minion prince, obviously not everyone has the angry jelly. Go with the phoenix, or otherwise go with the owl, for example. And then other equipments as well react accordingly. All of the strategy links down in the description. And I will see you hopefully back tomorrow with the next Slash video. Until then, see ya and bye bye.